Welcome to Delight Gluten-Free Eats. I'm Vanessa Weisford, Executive Editor of Delight Gluten-Free Magazine, and I'm so excited to welcome you to our test kitchen. My friend Ave is here today to learn how to make an amazing gluten-free main dish. So we're making one of my favorite things right now, and this is a honey barbecue chicken pizza.
Wait a second, pizza?
Pizza, gluten-free pizza.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yes, so it's super easy. I'm not one of those people who likes to wait for my dough to rise. You know, I hate having to add the yeast and the warm water and then let it sit and covered and then punch it down and then let it rise and then roll it out and then let it rise again. It's too much work for me.
Hello? Delivery?
Delivery.
But you can't get gluten-free usually.
No, it's very difficult. So I have a very simple recipe.
Okay.
We're going to start with some tapioca flour, which is a really wonderful textured gluten-free flour. It makes this really great crusty crust on it, but inside it's going to be really soft and cheesy. So go ahead and put that flour right into the mixer.
Okay. Oh look, that dust of smoke I created.
Yeah, great job, Abba. Maybe we'll scoot it just a hair closer to you. Some Parmesan cheese.
Okay, so we're putting cheese in the actual crust.
In the actual crust. It's going to be like a cheesy bread type of crust.
I love that.
2 eggs.
Now I just drink these?
You can drink them
yeah, okay.
in a martini glass, sure.
Or we could put them in here.
Put them into the dough.
I like buying my eggs in martini glasses instead of in egg cartons.
Makes them much more beautiful.
Yeah.
Some canola oil.
Okay.
You could use vegetable oil or olive oil as well.
Okay, so a little bit of oil.
And a 1/4 cup of water.
I'm good at this.
You're so good at this. You're going to lock your mixer down.
Okay, bring it down.
Don't forget to lock it.
Lock, oh yeah.
And
I mean,
turn
last
it
time
on.
I flooded your kitchen with
You
eggs.
were great.
And mix it low or medium. Start off low so it doesn't...
Start off low so it doesn't all fly out at you, and then you can turn it up as it starts to mix together. Now that's going to pull together into a beautiful ball of dough, and that's how you'll know that it's ready to go ahead and roll out our crust.
So when it actually becomes a ball, now if I tilted this thing, can they see what's inside?
Probably.
I don't think they're designed to work this way. But
Now we know that it works that way.
we are trained professionals. Do not try tilting your mixer at home. Oh yeah, it's becoming, I was going to say
dough ball.
clumpy, but a dough ball.
And it will pull together into just a beautiful clump in a second.
Now there's a little bit of stuff at the bottom. Is that okay?
It's going to pick it up.
Okay. Can I make it go faster?
You can make it go faster. Why do men always like to mix their dough super fast?
Just cars, listeners. We like to see things blow up, but that's not good for Christmas
We
shows.
don't want to blow up any Houston, so that's totally done now.
Aww. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I have a nice big clump.
So you can unlock it and take out your dough and just take that whole thing off.
This is where, like, you know, I stand back.
Well, first I'm going to take this off to make
Okay.
some more room. And then,
Did I break it?
well, it's not usually this hard to undo. There we go.
There we go.
And then you can pour it onto the tray.
Okay.
Get the other ball out of there. So now you get to actually play with the dough.
Now it's wet hands.
Not wet hands. We're going to grab just a little bit of some olive oil based. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a canola based nonstick spray. So I'm going to spray your hands. And you can just take this ball and start pressing it out until it forms.
So I
a
don't
crust.
even need a.
You don't need a rolling pin.
Yeah. This is.
That
This
was
is
my
like.
effort.
Now this is something I think would be fun to do with kids.
Absolutely. It's a great task for kids. This dough is so pliable. See, it's pulling apart there, but you know what? Just pinch it back together. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It can look beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure I could find a wrong way to do this.
You really can't. Is this the most fun you've had all week?
This is. I get to play in oil and dough and.
Now you have 2 boys, right?
Yes.
Do they like to cook with you?
Yes, they do actually. I've been teaching them to cook ever since they were like old enough to see over the counter.
That is awesome.
Because that's how you survive as a bachelor. And a woman likes nothing more than a man who cooks.
That is so true. We're still working on my husband knowing the difference between cilantro and parsley, but he's working on it, so.
We have a label maker for that, and it works really well. But I label the actual, not the can, the jar they're in, but the actual.
Parsley and cilantro don't come in a jar, Abba. They're fresh herbs.
Nothing is fresh.
I guess you can buy them.
Well, actually, we label the actual herb. There's no jar; it just sticks to it. But
Oh, that's good.
it's tougher to cook with. Is that good, or do I need to fix all these little divots and holes?
So I like to push together the holes. You totally don't have to. My husband actually made a pizza using this dough the other night, and he didn't, and it came out just fine.
Can I use my fist?
You totally can, but I'm like a perfectionist.
But see, now let me ask you a question. I'm doing something really interesting. You have thinner and thicker stuff. Is that going to make it better or worse?
In an ideal world, you would have an all even
Oh,
layer
so it's going to make it worse.
crust.
Okay.
But again, this dough is like really versatile and really pliable, so
Now,
it's not going to mess it up.
You wouldn't toss and spin this, right?
You're not tossing spin this. No, it doesn't
Can I
have. So you can spin it like that totally. So gluten is the protein that's responsible for making dough elastic. So
Okay.
when you see them spinning dough in a pizza restaurant, it's because it's very, very elastic and filled with gluten. Gluten-free flours don't get that same elasticity, so you can't be tossing your pizza all over the place.
So then we know that they're faking it if they're saying it's gluten-free.
Exactly. So now the easy part, we're going to put some honey barbecue sauce on.
So we're not using a tomato sauce, we're using barbecue sauce.
We're using barbecue sauce.
Now, in the restaurants I see them, they kind of spin it in, or they spin it out, and then they spread it.
That's
as opposed
beautiful.
to glopping it in the middle.
Beautiful, Abba.
And if I spin this, we can hypnotize people.
Totally. Here's your spatula to spread it on out.
Oh, no fingers now?
Well, you could use your fingers.
I do want to point out that if you have your children help you do this, make sure they wash their hands before you spray them
Yes,
with oil.
definitely. That's
And
a
then
very
they lick their
important
fingers and make them wash their hands. And now, how much did we use? I mean, this looks like,
It's about a half a cup.
half a cup. We don't want to use too much because it would overpower.
Yeah, and the topping part of making a pizza is really up to whomever's making the pizza. This is how I like it, but you can really do it to however you do. I like a lot of cheese on my pizza, so I always put extra. So yeah, just go
Cheese
ahead.
is next.
So I like to put just a little bit of cheese, so put maybe just like a handful just to sprinkle it around.
So we'll do layers.
Yes, layer it so that there's something to hold the toppings on. I don't like when the toppings fall off when you cut it.
So that's pretty sneaky. It's a
Yeah.
layer. There we go. That's enough
That's perfect.
cheese glue.
Yeah.
That's a lot of onions. So we're going to use all those onions?
Put to your liking.
To my liking.
Yes. So this is just a pre-cooked rotisserie chicken that I got at the grocery store. You can actually get these at Costco for $4.99. I buy one almost every week, have it in the house to make with pastas, eat by itself, make chicken salad, put on pizza. There's so many things that you can do with a rotisserie chicken, and for $4.99, you can't even buy a whole chicken and cook it yourself for that.
Now,
So
I have heard that some rotisserie chickens are not gluten-free.
they're, in a very, very small percentage of cases, maybe a spice that they put on them, but for the mainstream grocery stores, places like Costco, it's just a mixture of salt, pepper, garlic, so very, very simple seasonings on them.
But they can always check the label or
Check
ask
the label,
at the deli.
ask at the deli, just make sure. So then sprinkle just a few onions on there, you don't have to use all of those.
Or we could do it on one half for those people who are,
Absolutely.
for date night, you may not want as many onions.
Totally true.
For date nights, you want to go bad, you can use a lot of onions.
Oh, Abba.
All
All right, and then put the rest of your cheese on there. And we'll top it off with just a little bit of chopped parsley.
Now, doesn't that
For some
normally
color.
come in a can?
No, parsley definitely does not come in a can.
Everything comes in a can
No,
when I was a child.
maybe when you were a child, but not here. We like fresh ingredients.
Okay, fresh is better. And
Fresh is way better. Your parsley. And as soon as you get that parsley on there,
what does parsley actually do other than give you something to pick off the pizza?
flavor, it's an herb.
Okay,
It's a very mild herb.
and it gives color.
Color. It's a
Presentation.
beautiful color.
Now, it looks like I didn't spread it so there's some in the middle.
It's okay.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be
Okay.
perfect.
And now we can eat it, right?
Now we have to bake it. So the oven is preheated at 375 degrees. So we're just gonna go ahead and pop this in for 20 minutes and then it'll be ready.
20 minutes, 375?
20 minutes at 375.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
And now we wait 20 minutes and we'll have
Barbecue chicken pizza.
Abba's barbecue chicken pizza.
That's right.